Welcome to Shar's Stories. I tell these stories hoping that the listeners will have a renewal of mind like I have. I tell the stories, a lot of times they're funny, poignant, and the hopes that more than just a good memory that may come from it or a chuckle, that something will be learned. And if you haven't already, whatever it is that you learn from the story, take it and apply it in your life now. That's called growth. This story is about me being in the church choir first. Truth be told, I could not sing, and I still cannot sing. The only way I could carry a tune if it was written on a piece of paper and put in my pocket. That way I could carry it. However, in my early teens, I begged so much that the Eastside Baptist Church choir director put me in the choir for a season and let me sing lead on one song. If we were in Texas, when I sung that solo, the folks would have said, bless her heart, she tried. But we were in Indianapolis. My dad was on the deacon board, and when the chords would come up, that he knew it was gonna be my song. My daddy would convene me go into the deacon's room. It was sad. Okay. The last time I sung the song, and the song was called "I Said I Wasn't Gonna Tell Nobody What the Good Lord's Done for Me." Okay. I sung that when our church went to another congregation, so we were the visiting church. My song was not on the playlist, but our pastor, Pastor Williams, bless his heart, made a special request for my song. I don't, I can't even explain it. Okay. It must have been, he just knew my heart. And something. Okay. But I was so proud to be asked that I belted out that song with full force, all off key. Okay. Afterwards, my sister said to me, she said, Sharon, you really didn't need a microphone. Okay. And after the service, my mother was so upset. She accosted Pastor Williams and accused him of embarrassing our family in public by requesting me to sing. Now, you might think that that's kind of harsh, but I can kind of see why my mama would do that when I look back on the situation. But that makes me think now of the lyrics to Christian songs that kept us in a centered state of mind. The lyrics, a lot of them spoke about our reliance on Jesus to do everything for us, and we would just wait on the rapture, and all without our having to keep any of the commandments in the Torah. Okay, so the songs speak of God and Jesus' responsibilities, and I will say that some of the churches do talk about the Ten Commandments, but uh, the commandment to keep the Sabbath, they have changed Sunday into Sabbath and justify that. Okay. And I've seen a lot of things go on in the church where a lot of other commandments weren't kept. But anyway, the songs speak of God and Jesus' responsibilities, but there's no mention of our required obedience. For example, the lyrics from Amazing Grace: the Lord has promised good to me. His word my hope secures. He will my shield and portion be as long as life endures. Now, when you read Deuteronomy 28, that is incongruent with the scripture. Okay, um, Father's promises, and He has made a lot of them to us. His promises are conditional. There's certain things we do that He has promised us blessings. There's certain things that we do that He's promised us curses, and we have the choice. But we have a definite role to play in order to receive that promised good. In Deuteronomy 28, 1 and 2, it tells you about how to get the blessings. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee. I like that. and thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. However, there's another promise that you can get too. And this is the promise if you disobey. But it shall come to pass, this is Deuteronomy 28:15. If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Personally, I want the blessings. All right, and I'm sure you do too. Please remember to like and share. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Shalom.